Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with another episode of Blue Monday. Yay, it's Blue Monday. I am working through my blue fabric scraps, making a charity quilt, and it's kind of it's a sampler. So it has all sorts of different blocks in it, but we're having a lot of fun, and we are kind of getting through our blue scraps, and we're going to need some help, but I mean eventually it will go down. I just have to sew faster. So today we've also had many requests for beginner blocks, because we have a few beginners out there that are just like, well, some of the blocks you're doing are beautiful, but we need beginner blocks. So all of these blocks that we're doing as well, also you could make an entire quilt out of, and you know, do a charity quilt or one for your aunt or uncle or whatever. That would also work here too. So today we're doing pinwheels. Now the cutting instructions for the pinwheels is going to be in those show notes. So it's so important you get into those show notes, right? Because I don't talk about the measurements and everything like that as we're going through the sewing. I do have some tips and tricks on how to do half square triangles, because that makes up your pinwheel, and it'll be easy and fun. Let's put it that way. It'll be easy and fun. But first, let's do her shout out, because her channel is also going to be in those show notes or that description box. And it's Sianna from Girls Quilting Threads and Things. Now, I saw her a while ago and I thought, oh, okay, so I wrote her down as a shout out. Now we're filming this at the beginning of October, so I'm not sure when this is going to land. But if you go over there and you like what you see, what she's doing, please hit her subscribe button, because I mean, you know, we all need some encouragement, and you know, new talent is new talent. They might have a completely different view on how to quilt, and you know, it's fun to listen to other voices, right? So yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So share, like, and subscribe her channel as well as ours, because we need the help as well, and we got to get the word out that we're doing free patterns here. And it's just, you know, some of it's very traditional, some of it's a little new, but yeah, it's all good. Now, we have a Facebook group, and that link is also in the show notes below. Actually, everything I'm going to talk about from now on is in the show notes, right? So the Facebook group is, if you're part of the Facebook community and you have a Facebook account, please come join us, because we do all the fun things other Facebook groups do, like show quilts that we've made, and you know, ask questions and all this other stuff. But we also do now in the community chats, we do fabric swaps by country. We hunt out, you know, free patterns from all over, you know, all over the internet, and we post them. We do Thankful Thursdays, we do Saturday snippets, we do fabric exchanges by country. There's lots of different fabric exchanges, so make sure you're in the right country when you're going in. And they just, you know, and a chat, just a general chat, and you know, giving you support to other quilters as they're going through other things. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun in that Facebook group, and like I say, we are very welcoming to everyone. Also, you're going to find in the show notes below is Zoom sew dates from now until the end of December. I have not had time to look at a 2025 calendar, but when I do, I will be putting those dates in as well, so that we have that covered and you can mark it on your calendar. Now, one thing too, if you're coming to the Zoom sew date and you don't want to sew that day and you want to bring your crochet, bring it. It's fine. It's a great place to come hang out and just chat. You know, it's going to be one of those fun things, right? And I don't necessarily want you bringing something I've given you or that you're working on that I've given you. Bring stuff that's inspiring to you, because if it's inspiring to you, it may be inspiring to others. So that's all really great. Also, I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds, and we do a PowerPoint presentation over Zoom only, and we try and keep the cost down for the guilds as well as myself. And I talk about elements of design, I talk about working with scrap fabrics, and I talk about making charity quilts. So it's real. If your group is looking for any of those three topics, you please put your name forward, my name forward, to your programs director. I'd be happy to talk to them. Also, lastly, the Chaos Sew Along is coming. No, I have not set a date yet, because we just have to get it up and running here. But the unit, it is coming. That's our next big sew along that we're doing on the channel, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I have reworked the Chaos quilt pattern, so I think it's going to be really good for larger pieces of scrap. So the subunits are 4.5 inches square unfinished, or 4.5 by 8.5 unfinished. So Pick your colors, because it doesn't matter if it's dark, medium, or light, and then pick your low volumes, because you can use scrappy low volumes too. It's going to be a really good scrap buster. And I think that's about it. So come on in, let's get to the sewing. Okay, I don't know how many requests I've gotten for easier beginner blocks for this Blue Monday, but here we go. I got a pinwheel. Now, I gave you cutting instructions for the traditional method. I cut mine with the easy angle ruler, and I can cut them out of a 6.5 inch strip, right? So that makes this very simple to make a 12.5 inch unfinished block. So now I have got on my stitch plate, let me just get this out of the way. I've got the stitch plate with the hole, the little hole in it, not the mouth. So if your machine has a stitch plate with a little hole versus a larger mouth, put this on if you're going to make a quilt of pinwheels. Because as you're feeding in this end, this really sharp little point end, what happens is on a machine with a mouth, it gets sucked down in. And when it's a hole, it doesn't. Also with the easy angle ruler, it cuts off that one tip, so it makes it a little bit bigger, so it doesn't get sucked down as badly, right? So those are a couple of tricks. You know, change your plate if you have another plate into the one with the hole, and if you don't, that's okay too. You know, you buy what you can afford, and if that's what your sewing machine came with, is just one sewing plate, that's the one you're working with. Then go out and spend money on the easy angle ruler to make the cutting of these at least a little easier. But I found some cute prints, and I thought, okay, this will be perfect. A little car, some crazy hexagons. It'll be fun and very, very quick, right? Now, I also, when I sew on a bias, because both these sides, the top and bottom, are both on bias, I increase my stitch length to 25 to 30 stitches an inch, right? Because then I have less chance that this is going to stretch by the time I get it together. It's just a thing I was taught to do. I am not sure if it works that way or what, but I mean, I have been doing that for years, and I don't have, my pinwheel quilts don't stretch. So I don't know what that is on a modern machine, but it's not the one that's standard to use. Right? Okay, so I got all 4 of them here. So we got all 4 of them sewn up. Like I say, you got a couple of tips and tricks. But okay, so now I am going to press to the dark. Right? Now, I normally, if we have an iron or whatever, I would just, you know, we would use an iron and a clapper, make sure that seam is really flat. But in order to save time on these videos, we just finger press, right? So you guys know, use your iron, set your stitches first, press it open, use your clapper, right? Your clapper will help that block lie really, really flat. Now a clapper is just a normal piece of wood that you or your spouse have sanded down. You can buy clappers online if you want, but I mean, the one my husband made for me works just grand. So now we're going to trim off these little dog ears, and I tend to go in deeper, but that's up to you. That's up to you what you want to do, right? I got them all lined up the same way. I go in a little deeper because that's helps reduce the bulk in that block, because all of this fabric is going to come to the middle of the block, right? So I clip in a little deeper, and that way this stuff just reduces the bulk. Okay, so let's lay this out. So the first one I'm going to lay out this way, right? The reduced bulk is right here. This one gets laid out this way, and the reduced one is here, the reduced one. That's one thing with the easy angle ruler. Now here you can tell the reduced one is here and the flat one is there. That's what you get from the easy angle triangle ruler. And this is the reduced, so here we go. Just like that. Just like that, we have a beautiful little pinwheel we got to sew together. And all the reduced points are in the middle. So this will bulk up because there's like 8 pieces of fabric, right? But it won't be that bad because we've taken the time to clip it a little deeper than the 90 degrees. We're a little deeper, right? So let's get this done. Let's get this sewn up. And there. Now the only thing I'm worrying about matching is this center. There we go. Nice. That just worked out perfect. Okay, now we start with the center. So we have to make sure it is perfectly lined up because we're nesting immediately, right? There we go. Okay. Now, we've got it like this. I'm just going to move the board out of the way. We've got it like this. We're going to open this up just one way, like this and like this. Now we have to decide from here. I'm going to make this one go this way. So I'm folding it in that way. And this one. So the seam now points that way. So this one I want a seam to point down. So I'm going to just go along the line here to make sure that this seam now points down, right? So this way this area here will nest. Now, okay, so what we're going to do is we want it to all, see there's a point, all these points are coming together, right? You want that to match, right? So what we're going to do is there's an X that kind of marks the spot as to where we first pin. So that's one X. And the other X you can see from the top that goes that way. So you're going to have a perfectly nested little points all there. And now we're just going to match up the corners here. Put it under the machine. There. Okay. And this one's got to get a little closer. Okay. Now I'm going to lift my foot just so my needle will slide under. And then I'm going to go right up to the needle and over by hand cranking. Don't run over your needles with your sewing machine with your foot on the pedal. Just hand crank it. And the sewing machine will slide over it. So there we go. Just like that, line that up, take a little bit of time, line it all up, have some fun with it. Now, let me show you what happens. Okay, so this side now gets open like this. So you have seams that are going this way. Like you have 3 seams here and 3 seams here, and they're all going anti-clockwise. Now that's important. It doesn't matter which way they all spin, whether it's all clockwise or all anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, as long as they're all spinning the same, because then these areas will meet and match up. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop that seam if I can. I might have to get rid of the thread in the middle. But I'm going to try and pop that seam so that it creates a mini, oh, there it is. And it's not popping. So you just take a stitch ripper. It's not popping, so you want to take a stitch ripper and just persuade it. Just persuade it just a bit. I got one more seam. No, I should be good. Yeah, I'm good. Now I'm good. So now this is going to lay flat in directions, and it's all spinning counterclockwise, right? The way, you know, so that will be helpful when you go make more of these and you want to put them, line them up side by side, because it'll nest here, here, and here when the next one is up, right? So, but this is a good skill to learn how to do, and this does lay flat. So let me give this a good iron, and we'll get to our ta-da moment. Okay, here's our ta-da moment on our pinwheel. and those points in the center, because we've taken the time to pin them in the right spot, they turned out absolutely perfect, right? I mean, this block is beginner friendly, but you can really learn a lot about making your points and everything else with this, right? Now that block does lay very flat in the center because they took the time to reduce the seams that are behind it. So there's less fabric here where all 8 fabrics are coming together. So I hope the beginners are happy with this one, and it was a little bit of fun. And I hope you did get some tricks on how to sew your half square triangles, not quarter square, half square triangles together. So I hope you give it a try, and I hope that your life is very blissful and that you are very happy and you're creating wonderful memories. So you stay well and take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, you know, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!